Hi, my name is Wes Reed. The family and I own and operate Rise and Shine Retrievers, a full-service retriever kennel located in Center Barnstead, New Hampshire. We offer everything from basic obedience all the way up to advanced retriever training, waterfowl, and upland hunting. We also produce Labrador and Chesapeake Bay Retriever puppies from health-tested parents. About 4 years ago now, I was approached by Steve White and Kathleen Payne about joining the board of the Wildlife Heritage Foundation of New Hampshire. Must admit, I knew absolutely nothing about the board and what they did prior to that day meeting, and the hour that I spent at lunch with them that day was only a precursor to what I was going to learn over the next 4 years now. Very proud to be a member of the board and all the work that we do. So several years ago now, we were doing dog demonstrations up at the Owlbrook Hunter Education Center when we met Officer Mancini and his canine partner, Ruger, who at the time I believe was only 9 months of age. Bob spent probably a half an hour with us talking about his new pup and what he went through to be able to have that dog by his side on a daily basis. After our brief discussion with him, I looked at my wife and said, we need to somehow get involved with the canine program, possibly donating a puppy. We talked with the COs over a 3-year period, and it was almost 2 years ago now that we donated our first pup to Fish and Game to Officer James Benvenuti, and that would be canine Cora. Bella down here to my left is Cora's mom. Then last year, a canine was asked for the northern part of the state. We donated a female yellow lab named Moxie, and Moxie will go through her certification training this coming summer. My father was a conservation officer for a short period of time back in the 1950s. So I grew up in the outdoors, hunting and fishing with him at an early age. One of the first stories that stick in my mind is we were out grouse hunting and I was carrying a single shot 410. And I remember a partridge flushing and I shot at it and I swore up and down that I hit that bird. And my father told me that I shot so far behind it that I didn't have any chance whatsoever of retrieving that bird. We went over and we looked around a little bit. Eventually, I guess he convinced me, and we left without a bird in the hand. I still, to this day, convinced that I had hit that bird, and maybe at that time, if I had had one of my well-trained hunting dogs, they would have been able to recover that bird for me in the woods that day. My guess is I was probably 11 or 12 years of age at the time. I continue to be amazed by the members of the board and the work that they do on a daily basis. I think some of the recent programs that have been started up, as well as some of the recent fundraising events, are really going to push us forward into the future. I can see great growth over the last couple of years, and I think that's going to really continue over the next several. Sit. This is Joy. She's a 4-year-old yellow Labrador Retriever. And for those of you that are familiar with the conservation canine, Joy is Moxie's mom. Moxie is up in the North Country with CO Eric Fluette. Alright, so what I'm going to show you this afternoon is what we consider the finished retriever to be. I'm going to throw a triple retrieve for Joy. That's 3 marks. A mark is a bird or dummy that the dog sees actually go down. We're going to throw in a diversion bird. So when she's coming back with one of the retrieves, we're going to act like another bird is coming by and we're going to shoot it. The goal is that she's supposed to continue with the retrieve she's got and not drop it and go for the diversion bird. And then over here behind me, I'm going to run a blind retrieve. A blind retrieve would be a bird that the dog did not see go down, and I'm going to use a series of whistle and hand signals to get the dog to the bird. Girl, come. Joy. Good girl, come. Come. Here. Joy. Go ahead. Good girl, come. Back! 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 Good girl, come. Here. Here. Release. Heel. Heel. Heel.